Good morning. I'm Matthew Jerles. You may know me better as Mr. Tammy Jerles. Today I'll be talking about spiritual gifts, presumably about my own, but I guess about all of our spiritual gifts. And so the definition that Tammy and I came up with after discussing it was some talent or ability that's been endowed by the Holy Spirit for the common good. And it's important that our spiritual gifts are for the common good. We can't keep them hidden. We can't cover the lamp. We can't. We've got to let our gifts shine. Well, it's interesting when we were talking about spiritual gifts and what they are. Teresa was kind enough to say that my spiritual gift was music and a joy in music, which is interesting to me because music has been such a blessing to me as opposed to from me, maybe for the common good. We came to Macon and we're looking for a church home. I had never sung before, and we decided that we wanted to share a hobby. Tammy and I wanted to share a hobby. And while we were looking for churches, we just decided to look at the church and look at Vineville, starting with the choir. So if that was the beginning of a spiritual gift, and I think that Bill Tift and Steve Wilson and Edward Eichner would debate at that point whether or not this was truly a spiritual gift. The choir is music, and the choir are how we came into the Vineville community. And we've been tremendously blessed by this community. So that was a gift given to us. So we think that spiritual gifts probably include music. We also enjoy teaching within the church. And lastly, working with the youth. The interesting thing about all of this is that if you ask me at 32 when we came to Macon, not one of those would be on our radar. So I would say to everybody, don't minimize your spiritual gifts and don't minimize God's ability to make something out of nothing. How do these things grow within us? Because it takes talent, but also that desire. And I think that God is so good that if you have the desire to help, to work with others, that typically the quote talent will come. So the first thing I would say about taking the step to using spiritual gifts, such as teaching in front of people and teaching in front of youth, can be its own special challenge. And singing, the first thing I think is preparation. And by preparation is, as I mentioned, get around people much more talented than yourself. And that has a tendency to lead you forward. And so just in the same way as we work on other aspects of our spirituality, we go to Christians who know more. We go to our pastors. We go to our leaders. We go to people who teach in Sunday school and church. We go to those people. Well, the same thing happens, I believe, with gifts. And that is when we're beginning, you find someone far better than you are, who knows more than you do, and see what works. Well, the thing about spiritual gifts, and I go back to this, is that spiritual gifts are given to someone, but the actual gift is a gift in other ways. In that, when we teach, when we work with the youth, when I teach the youth, when we take trips with the youth, when we teach Sunday school, I think that is when we are most focused on our spirituality. And that many times opens up little wounds. That many times convicts us and shows us, maybe I'm not so strong here. This is an area that I need to work on. I think my Christianity is not best, but most alive is when I'm teaching and when I'm active in spreading the word. I'm not good at so many things. I'm not good at just the in-your-face witness. That is not my role, but I think these gifts are the way that the Lord has me to impress upon others His goodness and His ability to work with flawed, wretched creatures as we are and make them something better. The process of sanctification for me comes mostly or commonly when I am teaching and active, be it in the church, in the community, doing something that takes me outside of self. So this spiritual gift discussion, I think, is timely for all of us because we all need to find that place. God has a place for all of us to utilize some spiritual gift. You may not know you got it, but you got it. It's something. We all have it in us. And I think that we're best when we use that. We're best in our own spirituality, but also best in doing what He asks us to do, which is go and make of all disciples.